Hi, Pisces. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon, and specifically rising, as this new moon in Pisces is happening in our first house. Look, look, look. I'm so excited. This one's for us. Hi, Pisces. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon, and specifically rising because this new moon will be happening in our first house of personal identity and self. This one's for us, guys. I'm excited. I'm excited for a lot of things, okay? This new moons in general are about new beginnings, new goals, new intentions, new perspectives, new directions, new paths, all those things, right? And bringing those things, planting new seeds and stuff like that. New moon in Pisces is just so dreamy, okay? It's just so dreamy. This is where you plant new seeds into your dreams on how this is going to come into a full circle for you yet again throughout the year. We're going to be starting a new year, a new astrological year. January 1st has nothing on the start of Aries season because the start of Aries season is the start of the fire horse. Grab onto your things. Like I already told you before, this will go fast. This will drag you if you're not ready. Okay. If you're still holding on to things, Pisces season is literally about surrendering and letting go. It's about just observing but not absorbing. Okay. Just reflecting and moving towards alignment and just being receptive of what emerges and what is dissolving, all those things. And this is just where you sit and enjoy the ending of an older chapter. It's been a long one, guys. It really, really has. If you thought anything before January 1st had any weight, and you thought all that stuff was clear in the new year, and then you stepped into this year, yeah. Happy New Year, guys. So, with a new moon in Pisces, this is not only an ending, but an opening to a new beginning. For specifically Pisces rising, as this is in our first house of our personal identity and self, this is where you will see narratives of your personal identity kind of cross paths, and you can fully identify with who you are becoming instead of who you were. The thing about Pisces is that it is known that boundaries here can get real blurry. And so while these things may be re-emerging and resurfacing for you, all the other older narratives that you have spoken about your personal identity and self may be re-emerging, and then you may notice how your new identity, your new path, and your new purpose is unfolding right before your eyes. And them crossing can kind of get really tense, along with this Mercury retrograde happening here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just wish that I could have gone mute this season just because of this Mercury retrograde, because I rather just not talk. I'm tired of explaining myself. I'm tired of saying things wrong. And it's not those are the surface. That's the surface of Mercury retrograde. The depth of Mercury retrograde truly is reviewing, revising, and refining the narratives that we have written about ourselves, as this is transiting through our first house as well. So all of this happening and Mercury running amok, guys, we just need to see it through. We just need to see it through. And with this new moon in Pisces, we get a new breath of fresh air. We can plant new seeds, and we can just truly fully commit to our new direction and path in life, and let the old narrative of the identities before us shed off along with the wood snake, okay? Because anything that isn't operating or being productive in your life, continuing forward as we go through this fire horse energy, again, you will get dragged, trampled, and stomped on, okay? So make sure that going into this new year, going into this new beginning as a collective, just make sure you're aligning to who you are becoming and not who you were. Okay, this is where we can set this is where, yes, we can set new intentions, goals, and things like that, but this is also where we plant new seeds. Who are we becoming, and who will we blossom into, at least by this time next year, or throughout the year. You guys know how that works. Okay, so let's just get into your reading. Pisces. You can see how giddy I am. I'm over here spinning my cards, spinning the boxes and stuff. So I'm just gonna pull a card from here. We'll talk about it, clarify, and then I'll add some extra insights at the end of this. I'm trying to get these videos out by this new moon, during this new moon. So, okay, I'm stop talking. Let's get a message from my Pisces. Ooh. Okay, that one. Just keep those there. What fell out? Look at this. This is so cute. It literally says new moon. This one's for us, guys. I'm telling you, this one's for us. So that's so beautiful that popped up. This one to show out soulmate energy, transformation, and then we got water. Pisces is a water sign, as well as, I wanted to say this could be Scorpio energy, transformation, because Scorpio is the house of transformation, death, and rebirth. And then water came up here too. So water, a lot of water energy. I'm trying to think. We don't have anything in Scorpio right now. Nothing like too major, but there is like an asteroid there anyway, and it's making a grand water trine with the stuff going on in Pisces and like Mercury, stuff going on in Pisces, and Jupiter in Cancer. I don't know, but I'm getting strong water sign energy from this. And then water is also just about emotion and intuition. So let's talk about it. And then we have a new moon at the bottom of the deck. We'll bring it right there. Beautiful. Numbers 45, 49, 19, and 18. Okay. I guess I can pull a card for each one of these real quick, okay? I wasn't really expecting 3. All right, soulmates. Okay, soulmates. We have the Sun in reverse and 2 of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Wands in reverse. There's a lack of passion right here. All this fire, but it's like the sun. Ooh, the sun is about happiness and optimism, but in the reverse, this is seeing the cup as half empty. Like, cool. but not all the way cool. And then Two of Wands is a lack of a proper plan. Two of Wands is about a plan of action. So not only are you making a plan, but you're going to take action from it, because that's what fire is. You're not just going to sit and burn your ass on it. You're going to actually go and initiate something, but you need a proper plan, because it's like Two of Wands is like you've done it before, you've already conquered before, and so now you have like this is like you planted the seed already, but now you're like contemplating, where else should I take this? How else should I expand this? But there's a lack of a plan. And with that, you're halted. Or not even halted. Remember, this card is like, this is like a fire horse in general. The Knight of Wands is a very passionate energy, very enthusiastic to get to where it's going. It has a sense of urgency, and even a sense of urgency, and even just like rushing into things without like full consideration. So at least at this point, you're like, I'm not going to rush into things, but this can also point to, because it's pointing towards the future. Like, again, I have a strong sense of like a lack of consideration for something. Yo, let me just clarify, okay? Because, there's something you're not considering here. And however you're using that information to fuel your desire, to fuel your next move, is not the way to go. It's like you're going in the wrong direction. The Hangman in the reverse. Ooh, and the King of Cups in the reverse. All these reversals. The Hangman in the reverse, you're refusing to see things from a different perspective. The King of Cups. The King of Cups is usually a wise old, not old, but wise, wise and emotionally intelligent and mature person, so that he can not only provide space and capacity for emotional depth, but he can protect his own emotional needs with the boundaries that are necessary. So King of Cups in the reverse is lack of boundaries, either from, let me say, the Self. Eight of Swords is about self. It can be, it says interference, but it's about being consumed by self-inflicted negative ideas and beliefs and things like that. And it has you entrapped in a certain mindset that you feel that you can't escape out of. But it really just takes you to notice who is puppeteering, and it could be you puppeteering these own narratives of yourself. Remember, this is about the self and the narratives that you talk within yourself. And so it has you encaged, and you can't quite see, or it feels like you can't quite get out of it. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, she's being puppeteered. If you can see, all those strings are attached to her. And it feels like she can't take a step outside of this mindset. But it's due to a lack of a change of perspective, a lack of, I didn't want to say a enlightenment, but it's a lack of awareness, like a certain lack of awareness. The Hangman is actually Piscean energy. I'm speaking to Pisces right now. And the cups is that water energy right here. Possibly a lack of emotional awareness here. And it has you stuck in a negative mindset or feeling like you can't, that you're restricted from, I wanted to say acting a certain way or just even being perceived a certain way. Let's see what transformation is. I'm not trying to make these too long, so we're just going to have to keep it pushing. So transformation, there is some type of truth, possibly some type of, or it's about truth and clarity, a sense of clarity coming in about all the energy that you've been holding that possibly was not even yours to begin with. And now you're in a period of transformation. You're transforming into becoming Four Wands in the reverse. I feel like you're transforming into a different space of becoming. Yes. But it's causing, I even wanted to hear distance. I hear distance. Four of Wands is normally about a goal, I usually say even like a finish line, a milestone of some sort, but it's usually about a relationship. It's usually about meeting some type of milestone in a relationship that you come together, you bring people together, you come together, you celebrate. This can also be about like marriage, like bringing in, it's about energetic stability. So bringing in other energies to stabilize some type of foundation together. But it's usually a goal, a milestone, and stuff like that. In the reverse, this can also point to not celebrating the small wins of things, of life. Because Four Wands can be about winning, getting to the goal, getting to the finish line, reaching that milestone, right? And then being able to celebrate that achievement on maintaining some type of, again, energetic security. So with Four Wands in the reverse is destabilized. The energetic security is destabilized, but it has to do with some type of truth of how much you've been holding on to this whole time, and now you decided to let it all go, let anything burdensome or that was weighing you down. This is the truth on how you decided on letting that go. The Empress card, and the Nine of Wands in the reverse. The Nine of Wands is just, it's about, in that position, it's truly just about giving up. It's about giving up the fight of trying to hold it all together, because Nine of Wands in its upright position is usually about triumph and trial and error and overcoming different obstacles and challenges and lessons and things just to hold up, just to like build some type of, it's even about even like building up some type of character development. But as this is a new moon in Pisces, we're letting go of that old character, the one that did sit around and hold. So imagine this, 9 is about solitude. It's about the self. It's one of the numbers of the self. So this is all the lessons and things you learn. Imagine picking up just one more and then it becomes burdensome and holds you down, weighs you, blinds you from seeing what you have in front of you. because you're carrying so much. And Ten of Wands is also, it tells you carrying things that doesn't even belong, carrying energy, carrying opinions, carrying like other people's problems, or even your problems, your old baggage and things like that that never got unpacked, and it just has ultimately been keeping you back, weighing you down, and blocking you from being able to see clearly. That now you see clearly. You see clearly that with this Empress energy, that things come to you easily. You're transforming into this Empress energy, this creative energy, where you are very fruitful and fertile in creating the life that you want, that is necessary, that is deserving of you, because you've let go of anything that had you feeling depleted. So now you can be receptive. You can be, the Empress is divine feminine energy. You can be more receptive and nourishing to the things that you can actually provide for. At the bottom of the deck is the Prince of Pentacles in the reverse. It's this, the Knight of Pentacles, the Prince of Pentacles is already a slow moving energy, but it's because it's very disciplined and it's very strategic in the way that it moves. It's not here to rush something that is building. In the reverse, you're completely halted and hesitant on moving forward, even, or like you've withdrawn your energy from building in a particular direction. Six of Wands. I feel like it was a good decision for you. I couldn't clarify that without looking there. The Sun. It was a great decision for you to make. You knew what was no longer meant to be invested in, and you took that within. You took that more within instead of continuing to put that out. You invested more within yourself, because at that point, if you're not investing outward, you have where would you invest it? This can also point to being stagnant, so not having a place to invest the time, energy, and efforts. But I feel like with the Six of Wands, which is victory and success, and the Sun, which I told you is here, it's on the board here, but it's about happiness, freedom, and bliss. So I feel like once you make the decision, once you stop investing into places that no longer can hold you, I'm hearing, things will come clear to you. The clarity will come clear to you. I kind of want to, let me see what this Four of Wands is in the reverse. Because again, this is about you not celebrating your wins or just disharmony when it comes to reaching your goals and bringing people together. Let me see. Excuse me. The Tower. So something was unstable here in this Four of Wands energy when it came to meeting some type of goal or milestone here. Something was unstable, because Four is about stability and foundation, and the Tower says that stuff had to come down. It had to come it had to fall down. My cards, they're starting to get all bent and stuff. I've only had you for less than a year, Bookie. Yeah, but the Tower is sudden disruptions and changes and stuff that is kind of out of your control. Okay. Prince of Cups at the bottom. This has to possibly do with, in this here, the Prince of Cups, the Knight of Cups is about emotional fulfillment, going after what fulfills you emotionally, and then being disciplined and consistent enough to continue to fulfill those needs. So it can be so much so as offering those that emotional depth to others, or even receiving that emotional depth from others. So whatever fell here was in this Four of Wands energy had to do, or is linked to, emotional fulfillment. And the Lovers in the reverse, it could have been a relationship that was disharmonic and had to do with emotional fulfillment. So moving on to Water. Speaking of emotional fulfillment, water is about emotions. It's asking you, what are your emotions here trying to tell you? Your emotions and your intuition are connected. So yeah, you may feel sad, you may feel angry, you may feel happy. I think a lot of people don't always even ask themselves, when they're happy, they don't really sit there and ask themselves, why am I so happy? And it's most likely because you're just grateful for your experience. So whatever emotion is re-emerging for you, or rising to the surface for you, this is here to ask you, what do those emotions even mean? What are they trying to tell me? Water. Okay, we got Five of Wands in the reverse and 10 of Swords in the reverse. So it has to do with a lot of conflict. Five of Wands is about conflict, competition, and then you can already see the 10 of Swords is about pain, endings, betrayal, but ultimately painful endings and conflicting energies. With the wands here, Five of Wands, conflicting energies, conflicting ego. But in the reverse, you're overcoming this. You're overcoming the challenges of too many cooks in the kitchen and like too many opinions. I saw 333 on the clock, but you're overcoming even like different grudges, and like, because the wands is about energy, but the wands can get real aggressive real quick. It's very passionate in this energy. So, but like with this, obviously it's very conflicting. Five is about conflicting. So conflicting passion, okay? Conflicting passion. And Five of Wands can talk about competition, rivalry, trying to one up one another. This is my dick measuring contest card. But if you look, it's all the same size. They all on the same size. So it's just ultimately just like, again, that egos clashing, and everybody like not being receptive like water, but being more prideful like fire. And then with that, also 10 of Swords, but it's in the reverse. So it's overcoming a painful and hurtful are the same things, but a painful and disruptive is mentally disruptive, because it's about the swords. Swords is about the mind, but it hurts so much that it kind of leaves you off for you feel me? So But 10 is also the number of completion. So it's about a complete ending, but it was very painful and dreadful to go through. But in the reverse, again, this is overcoming. So overcoming the conflict, overcoming the grudges in the resistance of even working together, and then overcoming the drama, overcoming the grudges and the resistance of conflicting energies, and the painful ending of it all is coming up. And then we have temperance. We have temperance at the bottom of the deck here, which speaks about divine alignment and timing. So this is about trusting the process, tempering yourself, especially when it comes to conflicting energies. Temperance is actually ruled by Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. And so it's about being able to modify and use self-control of all of that passion and flame, and being able to redirect that elsewhere besides to try to get what you want out of life. The temperance is about tempering yourself out. It's about coming to some type of temperament that works for you but doesn't completely smolder you, right? So it's using that drive, using that passion of your faith and ambition and things like that to get what you want, but you can't force outcomes. You can't force timing. So the only thing you can do is moderate how you redirect that energy and how you use some type of self-control in that, right? It's about balancing those things out. In the card here, let me show you. In the card, it's like they are pouring back into one cup, trying to find some type of equilibrium between the energies. And then eventually just allowing things to unfold in due timing. Okay, so any further clarification for this? The Dielvo flew out all the way over there along with another card, so interesting. And the Five of Cups, and then the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. Okay, interesting. The Dielvo is about restrictions. It's about sabotage. It's about toxicity. It's about it's about being held down in a lower frequency. And then Five of Cups is about disappointment and emotional loss. Speaking about water here, and our main question is, what is our emotions trying to tell us here? We already know we've been through some pretty conflicting energies, so that's one thing that can be resurfacing and making certain emotions evolve, or reemerge. But to clarify it, I feel it's because you feel like you've lost more than you've gained. You possibly feel like you lost more than you gained. Five of Cups, you lose 3 cups, but you still have 2. And it's just a matter of like a little bit of reflection and a little bit of discernment of what truly is considered a loss. But ultimately, it's feeling like you lost it. And again, it says at the top of the card, disappointment. So it's about grief, regret, remorse, disappointment, emotional loss, and ultimately feeling like you lost more than you gained. And I don't know, with the Dielvo here, something here was just very, like, speak about 10 of Wands. And then when it was clarifying over here, I remember actually it was over here, but Eight of Swords is pretty much the diluted version of the Dielvo, because with the Dielvo, it can be more external forces that is holding you down, weighing you back. Because it can deal with like addiction, toxic cycles, patterns, and behaviors and stuff like that. But ultimately, it still has to do with something taking control of you and keeping you in a lower frequency than you want to be operating out of. And with the Hierophant in the reverse, this is about personal value and self-worth. The Hierophant is about committing to your values, committing to a certain tradition of value that you have for yourself. In the reverse is that lack of self-worth, lack of value, but also the lack of comfort and security within self, due to that lack of commitment. And the Hierophant is a teacher of value, a teacher of tradition. So this can also just like avoiding a lesson around those things. And apparently it's stuff that you feel you lost, but it ultimately was something that held you back. Four of Pentacles in reverse. It was something that you continue to hold on to, although it was causing cracks in the foundation. And you've already transformed, or are in the midst of transforming, in the midst of gaining that clarity that you no longer have to be the one to sit and fix all the things. The Empress, she delegates out her works and stuff like that. She knows all that she can handle and what doesn't work for her any longer. Death and rebirth, transformation. This is a beautiful read, Pisces. This is a beautiful read because ultimately you're just deciding to move forward, and closing the old door. It no longer serves you there. It's no longer it's not that it's no longer part of you or part of who you are. It's help you become better and help you step into this new stage of becoming. Yeah, I'm gonna just end that there because I'm getting too long with this, but I think that's a beautiful read. It definitely is very cohesive with my current life. So it is just very comforting to see that things are all playing out as long as you choose to follow through with alignment. I'm seeing so many major arcana cards. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 major arcana cards here. So a lot of things are happening in the 5D before it is happening in the 3D for you. And so you may not be totally sure and certain of certain things, but it's all happening. It's all happening. I'm gonna see how long or how many times I'm gonna be able to do that with these cards. There's a lot coming up here, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. These specifically kind of came out in the reverse. I'm gonna just read them. No, I'm gonna just read them all in upright because whatever. Okay. So Pisces, we got honeymoon, possibly going through some type of honeymoon phase. Or it also says attending someone's wedding. We have water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. We have guardian. You have a lost loved one who is looking down upon you. You are divinely protected and guided. We have gambling. This is problems with addiction, gambling, or bad finances in general. Cycles. Fate, karma, something ending, something beginning. Cycles. We have move on. Someone is unavailable, a waste of time is over. Fire sign. We have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Sexuality. Someone is still trying to figure themselves out. Either they're figuring out what they want in the bedroom, who they want in the bedroom, or just take it as general as possible. Leave out this, and they're just trying to figure some things out. Somebody's a liar. They got sneaky energy around you. Be careful of someone sneaky. Intimacy. Sexual chemistry, reminiscing, flashbacks. Okay, we got air signs, so we got water, fire, and air signs here. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We got challenges. There's possibly a need to make a decision, or there's some inner healing that needs to be done and it's causing challenges. And then at the bottom of the deck, somebody might not know this because it's at the bottom of the deck, pregnancy. Someone is expecting. Oh, there's something else in here. Health issues could arise, so stay cautious, take care of yourself. And intuition, the red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later, and you know what those are, so don't bring them into this next chapter with you, Pisces. All right, I'm gonna end this here. Hopefully I can get everybody's done. If this resonated with you, or you would like to dig deeper into this reading, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll.